Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But chat, let's get into Batman the Animated Series Episode 10, Two-Face Part 1. Two-Face Part 1, chat. Chat opens up and we're following poor old Harvey Dent, and oh geez, he's in a scenario, chat. Someone's chasing after him. And who is it? Who is this person? It's just someone flipping a coin. They're flipping a coin, and they're just calling out to Harvey. And it's like, Harvey, where are you going? It's like, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. He's terrified, whoever this is, Chad. Who is it? It's just this guy just flipping this coin and just catching it. And then it's revealed, Chad. It's Harvey Dent. It's himself. He's scared of himself, Chad. He wakes up. He's like, what the hell just happened? He was having a nightmare, Chad. That's what it was. Big bad, fucking good old Harv was being chased by big bad Harv. He was having a little bit of a tizzy, a little bit of a nightmare. And then his assistant comes in and is like, Harvey, Mr. Dent, are you okay? He's like, oh, I'm fine. I was just sleeping. I just had a nightmare. It's like, oh, Mr. Dent, you got to get up. They're about to conduct the raid. Jim Gordon wants you to be there for the raid. He's like, the raid, it's tonight. Holy shit, yeah, let's get going. Because, chat, Harvey Dent, he's the district attorney of Gotham City. He's the most popular district attorney in the history of the city. He's been working with Jim Gordon on ending crime, ending all these fucking gangsters, all these nefarious people, these super criminals, putting them away in Blackgate Prison, in Arkham Asylum. He's been doing good work for the city. He's even rubbing up, he's even been kind of rubbing shoulders with Batman, chat. You know, after, like, you know, being introduced in episodes like Leather Wings and Pretty Poison, dating Poison Ivy, almost dying because of Poison Ivy, chat, he's like, well, we have to work with him in order to put these criminals away. We just don't have the resources this guy has. But people love Harvey Dent, chat, and he's like, well, I got to go to this fucking raid. And he goes over there, and he sees, like, they have, like, a hostage situation going on. Not hostage situation, they got weapons. They're holding these weapons hostage, chat. And he's like, Jim, what's going on? It's like, we're just about to go in there, man, but they're laying down heavy weapon fire. And as soon as he says that, Chad, a big old fucking AK-47 just starts blasting at Jim Gordon and Harvey, and they take cover. It's like, I mean, we send people in there now, Harvey, they're going to get shot. And he's like, shit, what are we going to do? But, Chad, it's okay, because the Batman shows up. Batman's there, and he busts in, and he just starts beating the shit out of all these guys, Chad. He just starts punching, bopping, booping, all these guys. Bamming, everything. He takes them all out, throwing them out goddamn windows. Like, he throws them out a window, catches them mid-throw, and pulls them back in, and just proceeds to pummel them, chat, until the point where, like, oh my god, stop. These guys literally run out of the building because they're so terrified. They're like, we give up, please. Just don't send us back in there. And they get arrested, chat. The whole press is there. Fucking Vicky Vale, she's interviewing Jim Gordon and Harvey Dent, and she's asked questions like, Jim Gordon, did Harvey Dent plan this operation? Jim Gordon's like, he was crowded Harvey Dent. He's like, yep, he did. This whole sting was his idea. The city owes a lot to this district attorney. I stand by him. I stand by his election campaign, because Harvey's in the middle of election campaign right now, chat. He's doing very well. And he's done right by Gotham. And Harvey, he's very humble by it. He's like, hey, I appreciate that the Gothamites have trust in me. It's been fantastic work with Jim Gordon and the GCPD to put these criminals away, put these supervillains away. I love being a civil servant. But chat, those people who are using those weapons, they don't like Harvey Dent, and they just start talking a bunch of shit. And they say, hey, Harvey, fuck you! And they fucking kick mud on him, chat. They kick mud and they spit on him. And Harvey, that just sets Harvey off. Something snaps in him, chat. And he's not good old Harvey. He's not the DA of Gotham City. He becomes big bad Harv. And he literally pushes past all the reporters, and he just grabs this guy and begins to beat the shit out of him. It's like, what do you say to me? What do you say to me? You folks, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Just pummels him, chap, pummels him. And Jim goes, what are you doing, Harvey? What are you doing? Gets him off of him, and the press is recording all this shit, Chad. They're recording all this. It's like, what are you doing? And Harvey's just like, oh, shit. And he realizes, like, he comes out of the chat, comes out like he's out of the daze. He's like, oh, I gotta leave. And Jim Gordon's like, what are you doing? And he's like, he just pushed my buttons. And he's like, that's quite a fucking button he pushed, man. You just assaulted that man. There could be some like serious repercussions. They don't say this yet, but there could be some serious repercussions for Harvey assaulting them. And they don't bring it up later, but it's like, wow. And okay, something clearly is fucked up about Harvey. And he's like, okay, I got to go see my psychiatrist. That's the thing. Harvey Dent's been seeing a shrink chat. He goes there, and we realize that he's been seeking help for these deep-seated issues that he's had throughout probably since his childhood. He has a multiple personality disorder, and he's talking with psychiatrist, which is not Lily Tompkins. I thought this was Lily Tompkins' chat, who's been a supporting character in the comics and the animated show, but it's not her. It's a generic psychiatrist. She does a good job. The voice actress does a good job here. And she's using hypnosis on Harvey. And she basically is like, Harvey, I'm going to go talk to your other personality. Now he goes, okay. And she fucking does the hypnosis shit chat. He's like, I want to talk to Big Bad Harvey. And that fucking personality just fucking clicks on chat. Takes out the coin, begins flipping it, is like, speaking. And it's like, Big Bad Harvey. And then she starts, it's exposition here, chat. It's like, Big Bad Harvey, I'm going to recap your origin story. So apparently, you came about when little Harvey Dent, when he was very young, he didn't want to be angry anymore. He didn't want to have his anger come out. So he repressed all that rage for years, if not decades. And because of that repression of his rage, because we all get angry, Chad, that's natural, that's human. But he repressed it always until it became this secondary personality. And she says, is like, listen, in order to help Harvey, like, we have to work on this. He's like, oh, you're going to get rid of me? She's like, well, I mean, that would be best for Harvey, and I think you would want that for Harvey, too. He says, fuck Harvey. I'm in it for me, baby. He throws the table back, Chad, had a bunch of green apples on. He chucks those apples out a window. He grabs a fucking lamp, and he's like, I'm going to fucking beat the shit out of you. He's about to bludgeon her to death with a lamp, Chad. And she goes, boop, and she gets Harvey out of there. He goes, oh, what's wrong? And he comes back. He's like, wait a minute, did I do all this? And she goes, it wasn't you, Harvey. It wasn't you. It was your other personality. It was Big Bad Harvey. He's like, fucking Big Bad Harvey. Why won't he just leave me alone? She goes, you got to work on this, Harvey. And I think the first step right now is for you just to concentrate on your mental health. You're pushing yourself too much, okay? It might be good to check yourself into a mental health facility. He's like, I'm not going to Arkham, goddammit. He's like, I'm not saying Arkham. I'm not going to send you in there with the Joker. No, you need care. You need physical, emotional, psychological care, Harvey. And she goes, like, is there another way, doctor? He's like, and she's like, I mean, maybe if you stop like all the campaigning for right now, and you come in more than just, a couple times a week, like come in, like at least see me at least 4 days a week. And he's like, I'll fucking do it. And thank you, doctor, thank you so much. And she's trying to help him. She's legitimately trying to help him, chap. Ethan Boston, welcome to the stream. Harvey makes your hamburger a beautiful thing. And he's doing okay. Then we see Harvey. He's at a charity event, and he's got his fiance around his arm, chat. It's Gloria. I don't know what her name. I'm going to say her name is Gloria, chat, unless I'm wrong. Let's see what her name was. I think it's Gloria. Grace. It's Grace. It's Grace. And she's there, chat. And they're having a little shindig. Everyone's happy and shit. Meanwhile, we cut to a TV screen, chat, because someone's watching Harvey Dent's little escapade where he's literally beating the shit out of that guy in broad daylight. And who's watching? It's fucking Rupert Thorne. And he was the one that was counting on those weapons being shipped out to all across Gotham City. He's the premier mob boss of Gotham City, Chad. He's so pissed off against this district attorney. And he's like, we got to get some dirt on this son of a bitch. And he sends out his lady of the night, Chad, his femme fatale. You go out there and get it. Matter of fact, Chad, she was the one who actually was listening in. She was listening on a little therapy session between the Harvey Dent psychiatrist and himself. And she's like, okay, there's some good stuff in here. She reports back to Rupert Thorne later. So we got some good deets on him. And she's like, good, let's get those deets. And they get like a file on him, Chad. I mean, when we cut back to the shindig, what's her name? Grace, she's happy about Harvey. Fucking Bruce Wayne's there. He's like, Harvey, how you doing? And he's like, I'm doing great, Bruce. And they're best friends, Chad. Jim Gordon's there. Everyone's having a good time. People are asking questions. Like, it's funny because people are actually like, they actually like the fact that he beat the shit out of that guy. Like, vigilantism is in vogue in Gotham City. You like he beat the shit out of that man, Chad. He's gonna kill people. But then fucking Carlos, his assistant, comes by. He says, Mr. Dent, you have to see this. And he takes this newspaper from him. He's like, all of Rupert Thorne's guys are being acquitted. What is this? It's like, fuck, it's they're acquitting all these guys. Like, we have no case against them. They were shooting at us. He's like, they were acquitted. And Harvey just fucking loses it. He becomes big bad Harv, chat. He takes Carlos and he fucking yeets him. He yeets him across the room, chat. He crashes into it. Carlos is giving him the news. Don't eat Carlos. And he's just about to beat the shit out of Bruce Wayne's like, Bruce, he's like, Harvey, what are you doing? And he's like, you shut the fuck up, pretty boy, or you'll get it too. He's like, Harvey, what's wrong? And Harvey snaps out of it. And like Grace is there too. She's like, Harvey, what's going on? And Harvey's just like, I need to leave. I need to get out of here. And he just leaves, Chad. He goes with Glory, and then he gets a phone call. And they say like, Mr. Dent, you got a phone call. He's like, shit, okay, I'll go to the phone. And he picks up the phone, Chad, and who he's calling it is fucking Rupert Thorne. He's the one who's calling him. And he's like, Harvey, I think we can come to a mutual agreement. He's like, what are you talking about? Well, he's like, I want nothing to do with you, Rupert Thorne. He's like, I think you will. Well, maybe not you, Harvey, but I'm sure Big Bad Harv would want something to do with me. He's like, shit, how do you know? It's like, I know everything, Big Bad Harv. And unless you want this leaked to the press, you'll come see me right now at Acme Chemicals. I own Acme Chemicals now. Or Aces Chemicals, Chad, Aces Chemicals. Harvey's like, shit. And so he fucking gets in his car. Bruce is like, where you going, Harvey's like, I gotta go somewhere, Bruce. He's like, what's wrong? I can't tell you, man. It's too dangerous. And then he leaves. And Bruce is like, I gotta go save Harv. And then we cut to Aces Chemicals. And Rupert Thorne, he's just like, listen, I know everything. And he just restarts reading the file. Well, apparently Harvey, when he was a little boy, he hated bullies. And he beat the shit out of one particular bully so bad that he felt so guilty about it. And apparently he started repressing his rage when he heard that this bully was hospitalized. But it wasn't because Harvey beat the shit out of him. No, it's because he had just to get his tonsils removed. That's all it was for. But Harvey didn't know that, and that's what created the personality of Big Bad Harv. Now listen to me, Harvey. I'm going to tell you something right now. I mean, all these stories are wonderful, very whimsical. It would be such a shame to leak all this shit to the press, right? So here's what you can do for me. I won't reveal any of this if you leave me and my fucking business alone. You got that? And then Harvey switches over. And he's like, you know what? You made one mistake, Rupert. And he's like, what did I make? What's my mistake, Harvey? You're talking to the wrong Harv. And he's attacks Rupert Thorne, Chad. He eats Rupert Thorne. And Harvey just starts beating the shit out of everybody in there. He's like, whoa, Big Bad Harv. Also, the lady there, the femme fatale's there. She's just watching all this. She's like, this is so hot. She's into it, Chad. She loves the violence. And then fucking Batman shows up. And right before Harvey Dent is about to just cave in the head of Rupert Thorne, he stops. He's like, Harvey, this isn't you. What are you doing? He's like, fuck off, Batman. He backhands Batman, Chad. That's fucked up. You don't backhand the Batman, Chad. Batman's like, whoa, dude, take it easy. But fucking Rupert Thorne's guys cause a big old ruckus, Chad. And so, not Two-Face yet, but Harvey Dent and Batman are just fighting all these guys back. And Batman, he kind of gets overwhelmed. Eventually, Rupert Thorne's like, okay, fuck this. I'm taking off immediately. So Rupert Thorne, he waddles away. He's a big man, Chad. He got a big old belly. He waddles away. And Harvey's like, I'm going to get you, Thorne. Where the fuck you going? And he goes after Thorne. He's doing that Tom Cruise run towards Rupert Thorne. But then one of Rupert Thorne's guys, he's got a big old assault rifle. He's like, I got him, boss. And he starts shooting Chap. And Rupert Thorne and Harvey, they run across this precipice, or this rail, which is filled with giant, like, chemicals and shit, Chap. The ones that maybe created the Joker. And, like, the guy shoots some electrical wiring, and they fall into, like, a vat. And this vat fucking explodes. Or no, the electricity explodes first. And it kind of blows back Harvey. And Rupert Thorne gets away. But then Harvey's trying to pick himself up near the railing. And the electrical wiring falls into the vat of chemicals. And they fucking explode. And he gets fucking yeeted too. And Bacon's like, no! And he punches the guy with the gun. Punches all the other people. And he goes over to Harvey. He's like, Harvey! He turns him around and he goes, you! Oh, that's not good. And Batman says that's not good. You know it's not good. And so then, Chad, we cut to a hospital room. Where with Glory and Bruce and the doctors saying, well, I'm glad you brought him in, Bruce, when you passed by Ace Chemicals. I'm glad you followed Harvey. He's gonna, probably make a full recovery. And Bruce is like, but yeah, what about the half the face thing? He's like, well, with reconstructive surgery, he should be much better. We can help with the scarring. He's like, well, that's good, but what about the mental scarring? What about that? And Glory's like, I'm just glad Harvey's alive. Whatever he looks like, I don't care. I want to help him recover. I'm all about Harvey. And it's like, oh, that's good. And then, we cut to, I guess, maybe weeks later. Who knows? And Harvey is recovered. He's out of his coma. And they unwrap the bandage. And now Harvey, Listen, there is some significant scarring right now, but we were going to try to help you. And they take it off, and they go, ooh. They're like, not a good reaction to do. Not the best reaction, okay? And he goes, I need a mirror. And they're like, you know what, we might not want to give you a mirror. He's like, I need a mirror. It's very reminiscent of Tim Burton's Batman. It's like, mirror, when Jack Nicholson's like, mirror. And he's like, but I had these tools. It's the best I can do. And they give him the mirror, and he's like, oh my God. He starts screaming. Ah! And he beats the shit out of the doctor, beats the shit out of all the nurses, chat. And Gloria, she's been there to visit Harvey one day. She got flowers for him. Got a little nice sexy picture. Nice sexy picture so he can please himself in those cold, dark nights in the hospital, chat. But then fucking Harvey, he bursts out of the room. And she goes like, Harvey, what's wrong? And he turns around and he goes, ah, and he's like, half his face is all fucked up. It's like blue, and it's got pimples on it. And he's got a big yellow eye. And she goes, oh my God. Ah! And she collapses, chat. She faints because he's hideous. Harvey goes, goodbye. What's her name? Grace. It's Grace, chat, not Glory. What else calling her? Rachel. And then he escapes into the night, chat, and there's the fucking lightning bolt, also like lightning, right? So it illuminates his face, and he's like, ah! And he escapes into the night, chat, and that is the end. That is Batman the Animated Series, Episode 10, Two-Face Part 1. Is Harvey gonna be okay? We'll see. We'll see next episode. And Batman Episode 11, which I think is this Friday, chat, this Friday. Be a good two-parter. Crusader's like, no. No. Grace, Glory, whatever the fuck her name is.